The night was quiet, unusually quiet for Daniel, a single father of two. His house was modest, tucked at the end of a lonely street on the edge of town. Most nights, silence comforted him, a break from the chaos of raising kids alone. But on this night, something broke that silence. A knock at the door, a sharp, desperate, and trembling echoed through the stillness of 2 a.m. He froze, heart pounding. Who could it be at this hour? He crept toward the door cautiously, his father's instinct protective, already rehearsing what he would do if it was trouble. But when he opened it, trouble wasn't what he saw. It was a young woman shivering in the cold night, her hair damp from the rain, her eyes glassy but strikingly beautiful. She looked lost, terrified, yet strangely familiar. And then she whispered the words that would change everything, "You feel familiar." Daniel's breath caught. He didn't recognize her, not exactly, but something about her presence stirred something deep inside him. He wrapped a blanket around her and guided her inside, careful not to wake his children. She sat by the fire he quickly lit, her hands trembling as if she hadn't felt warmth in days. He asked her name, but she hesitated, lips quivering, eyes darting as though she was deciding whether she could trust him. Finally, she said softly, "Leela." The name hit him like the copyright Yahoo. He had heard it before, long ago, but he couldn't place it. His mind raced, but her exhaustion silenced the questions. She needed safety, not interrogation. As dawn approached, Daniel gave her a room to rest in. His kids, Emma and Luke, woke to the smell of pancakes, their father masking his worry with a smile. But when they discovered Leela in the house, their young hearts lit up with curiosity. Emma, bold and empathetic, was the first to ask, "Daddy, is she going to stay with us?" Leela's lips curved into a faint smile, the first Daniel had seen since she arrived. She seemed to relax around the children, as if their innocence shielded her from whatever storm she had escaped. Over the following days, Leela remained quiet but began to open up little by little. She told Daniel fragments of her story, a life marked by loss, a family she could barely remember, and the feeling of never belonging anywhere. She admitted that on the night she knocked on his door, she had been wandering, desperate, with nowhere else to go. "Something, a broken bar, something pulled me here," she confessed one evening, her eyes locking with his. "Like I already knew this house. Like I already knew you." Daniel didn't know what to say, but the familiarity between them gnawed at him too. Daniel's life wasn't easy. His ex-wife had left years ago, unable to handle the weight of responsibility, leaving him to raise the kids on his own. He worked long hours as a mechanic, scraping by, carrying the constant ache of loneliness but never complaining. His children were his world, and he had accepted that his dreams of companionship had ended. But Leela's presence disrupted that narrative. She cooked with the kids, read bedtime stories, and filled the house with laughter that had been missing for years. The bond she formed with Emma and Luke grew fast, natural, almost like she had always belonged with them. But beneath her warmth was a shadow she couldn't hide forever. Daniel noticed the way she flinched at certain sounds, how she'd stare out the window at night, scanning the darkness as if she expected someone to appear. One evening, as rain battered against the windows, she finally confessed the truth: she had been running from a past that had nearly broken her. A controlling fiancé, copyright, promises that turned into threats, and a life that felt like a cage. She had escaped, but not without scars. Her knock at Daniel's door wasn't trauma, it was survival. Daniel listened, his protective instincts blazing. He told her she was safe now, that no one would hurt her here. But Leela shook her head, tears falling. "What if he finds me? What if I bring danger to your children?" That fear nearly drove her away again, but Emma and Luke clung to her, begging her to stay. Daniel, torn between protecting his kids and protecting her, made a choice. "If you feel like you belong here, then this is your home. We'll face whatever comes together." What neither of them realized at first was that their connection wasn't just emotional, it was rooted in the past. As Leela pieced together her childhood memories, she discovered something astonishing. She had once lived in this very town, years before her parents died in a tragic accident. She had been placed in foster care and eventually moved far away, but Daniela Daniel had been the boy next door. She remembered now the kind-hearted kid who had shared popsicles with her in the summer, who had comforted her when she cried after losing her first bet. The familiarity she felt wasn't imagined. She had found her way back to the boy who had once been her only safe place. The revelation struck them both deeply. Fate had brought her back not by chance, but through the pull of something neither could explain. For Daniel, it felt like life was finally giving him a second chance, not just at love, but at fulfilling the promise of protecting someone who had always mattered to him. For Leela, it was like coming home to the family she had longed for all her life. Their challenges weren't over. Leela's past still threatened to catch up, and Daniel's fears of failing as a protector lingered. But when the day came that her ex-fiancé Tilda copyright tracked her down, showing up furious and demanding, Daniel stood tall, shielded his children, and refused to let her go. It wasn't just bravery, it was love. With the law on their side and the community's support, they faced him down, and for the first time, Leela was truly free. In the months that followed, their bond deepened into love, not a whirlwind romance, but a steady, healing connection. Daniel's children began calling her mom without hesitation, and Leela, once lost, found the home she had always been searching for. And so, what began as a knock at 2 a.m. became the story of two broken souls finding each other again, of love rewriting the ending of their pain. When she first said, "You feel familiar," she couldn't have known how true it was. But in the end, familiarity turned into family. And their message was simple, yet powerful: sometimes the people meant to be in your life will always find their way back, no matter how lost you feel.